everyone. Today I want to talk about getting yourself out of the corner, painting yourself in a corner. How do you get out of that? How do you get unstuck? My name is Lynn Schrader, and I empower busy women to step outside of their comfort zone and begin living a life, having relationships, building a business like they could have never imagined. So this painting yourself into a corner, how to get unstuck. Painting yourself into a corner simply means that you find yourself in a predicament or an unpleasant situation where you feel like there's no way to get out of it. If you've ever watched Dirty Dancing, I know I have hundreds of times, you may recognize one of the last scenes at the end of the movie where the main character says, "Nobody paints baby in a corner." Well, it's very similar to painting yourself in a corner. And what they mean in that scene is that nobody should force a talented person or individual not to participate in something that or an activity that brings out that talent inside of them. Now, this painting yourself into a corner is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it can be good, because here's what happens. It shows us that feeling of being stuck or in an unpleasant situation shows us that it's time for a change, or we need to make things go in the way that we want it to go. It's time for a change. Now, Tony Robbins says, if you are not growing, you're dying. And it's true. If we're not growing and being stretched, then we're really not living. So sometimes being painted in a corner and shown that we are in an unpleasant situation can be a really, really good thing. Now, getting in a rut and getting stuck is easy, right? All of us can get ourselves into predicaments, but sometimes it's getting out of the rut or out of the corner that proves to be difficult. So it's time for a change. Now, change doesn't always happen to us. Sometimes change has to start within us. Change can be scary and change can be painful, but it's really, really necessary if you want to get yourself out of the corner, if you want to get unstuck. And the first thing that you need to do is to really do some introspection or some reflection. And you need to ask yourselves things like, where am I now in my life? What does my life look like? Am I doing what I thought I would be doing 10 years ago? When I thought about 10 years ago, when I thought about what I really wanted to do, am I doing it now? Are my relationships that I have right now the way that I want them to be? Are they successful? Are they the way that I want them to be? Do I feel that my purpose is being walked out? It's being used. If you are feeling stuck, I've come up with 7 tips. Now, there are so many more things that you can do, but I've just come up with 7 of them. And listen to these and see if any of them resonate with you. So if you're feeling like you've been painted in a corner or stuck, first thing that you can do is to let go of the past. Those stories that you've heard, that have been told to you, or if they haven't been verbalized, that you've just been getting cues by the look on people's faces. Maybe stories like you're not talented enough, you're overqualified, underqualified, you're not valuable enough. Those stories that other people have told you, or the stories that you have told yourself, those stories that go on between your ears, that negative committee that meets inside of your head. And they say things like, you're too young, you're too old, you're never going to change, you've always been this way, why change now? So the first thing you can do is to let go of the past or the stories that you've been playing over and over in your head. Number 2 is to change your perspective. Look at it from a different angle. And one of the best ways to do this is to take a peek into the future. I love doing this. Look into the future and ask yourself, what do I want my future to look like in 10 years, 5 years, next year? So change your perspective and look into the future. Number 3 is dig for your purpose. Dig for your purpose. What makes you come alive? What makes you want to get up in the morning? What is your why? What is your why? What makes you come alive? What makes you happy? What are the things that you used to do a lot of and you loved, and you just found yourself through the years not doing them anymore? What makes you feel good about yourself? What comes natural to you? So dig for your purpose. Number 4, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Have you ever made an evidence file? If you've ever watched any of my videos, you hear me say this. What's in your evidence file? What are those list of strengths and positive traits that you have shown the world in the past? They should be in your evidence file. We all have them. We are all good at something or some things. Now, let me say, we're not perfect at everything. Some people are going to be better at something than you. In fact, there's always going to be somebody that's better at you at something. But believe me, friend, you can build an evidence file because you have done great things. So believe in yourself. Number 5 is to change the record. Stop doing what you've been doing over and over and over and over. Nothing changes until something changes. Number 6, start even if you don't feel like it, or even if you don't feel that you're ready. Begin. You don't need to ask permission. Now listen, I am not telling you to quit your job tomorrow or sell everything and move to wherever. I'm saying, though, that if you find yourself in a corner and you want something to change, you can begin making the little moves that will get you there. So you don't need anyone's permission. A perfect time will never arrive. There's no such thing as a perfect time. Start where you are and use the resources that you have now. And number 7 is to consider working with a coach, somebody who can be in that corner with you and help you get out of the corner, that they can have an open mind and a new open you up to new possibilities, or give you a new perspective, or look at things from another angle, or hold you accountable, or help you with your self-doubt, or your limiting beliefs, or your comparisonitis, or your feelings of unworthiness. Consider getting a coach. When I work with people, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting in the corner with them and holding them accountable and helping them see things from a different perspective. So consider working with a coach. And I'll end it with this. Remember that stuck is not forever. Stuck is not forever. Nothing ever goes away until it teaches us what we need to know. So sometimes being stuck and being painted in a corner is good because it teaches us what we need to know. I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, would you leave a comment and let me know what you thought of it? Now listen, if you are ready to begin thinking about getting a coach, I'm going to drop my link in the comments below, and I'd love for you to send me a private message and we can talk about it. Thank you so much for watching the video today.